All right, welcome back to another episode of Andrew's Garage. Today, I'm finally coming down to the end of the parts for the Pontiac, at least to get it running. So it's been a long year of me working on this car, from the floorboards to the firewall to the trunk pan, in and out of rockers, lower door skins, bottom of the fenders. It's been a lot, not only in the metalwork, but some of the learning curve as far as building an LS, doing the wiring, doing the plumbing. So this has been quite the curve. But basically today I've gotten enough of the fuel system in the mail to start doing the fuel system. Now, like I said, this is kind of what I've been doing research about, as far as how do people run their lines, where to put the regulator and stuff like that. And that's basically what I'll be doing in this video. I won't get it all done today because I do not have all the parts and I'm still waiting on this fuel pump. But I have majority of the rest of the stuff to do a lot of the hard work. So I need to mount the the overflow reservoir for the radiator. I got one from Evil Energy, and Evil Energy is a lot of it's where I got a lot of these parts for the fuel system. I have a couple friends that run Evil Energy stuff as far as their PTFE lines and some of their other stuff, and I just went with it because I'm kind of running out of time in the year and run out of money too. So it was a nice relief seeing some of the other prices. So I'll definitely be the guinea pig, and I'll figure it out, and I'll be sure to write a decent or bad review depending on what happens. At least I can give somebody a heads up saying, hey, this is good, or hey, this is not good. So and that's a lot better than what normally I see. So basically what I'm going to start with is just mounting this overflow reservoir, getting it mounted to the inner firewall, and then I need to mount this Dominator regulator. So once again, this is kind of a vacuum or boost reference regulator. Still have to figure out everything on this, but basically I see a lot of the time they have a really snazzy mount off the front cover, and it's the 2 bolts at the top, and that's all cool and fine and dandy unless you have your whole motor together like I do and in the car, and then you realize that really nice, really nice bracket, there's no way in hell you could ever get it on there if you have everything bolted together. So that's cool and all, but I'm just gonna make my own. Basically what I'm gonna be doing is running a dash 10 out of the fuel pump and running it as far as I can, because I think about a 10-foot roll. So, and that's the only spot that I need that dash 10 line. So I'm gonna be running it as far as I can up the frame rail, and then I'll be putting it to this 10 micron Evil Energy fuel filter, which I've seen good stuff on it and I've seen bad stuff on it. So I don't really know. I know you can't run ethanol through them. I did see a pretty nasty photo with that for the filter actually breaking down, and I just really hope that doesn't happen to me, but I'll be the one to find out. So this will be a 10 micron. That'll be, like I said, about 10 foot away from the actual pump itself. From there is when I'm going to take it to this 10 AN line. So it'll be whatever, 10 to the micron, 10 micron filter, to this Y as far as I can get it up on the frame, which I want to get it as close as I can up there as possible. And then I'm splitting that into a Y, and that'll go to each side of the fuel rail, and then off each side of the fuel rail will go into the regulator. It'll probably be on the same side because I don't know why they cross them. And then at the bottom of that is going to be a 6 ORB, which is an O-ring base, I guess in proper terms. So it's an O-ring fitting, and it'd be adapted over to a 8 AN return. So I know it's only a 6 return, but the return on my fuel pump is an 8. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it to an 8 immediately at the regulator, because I wanna make sure I have maximum amount of volume for that fuel to go and to free flow back, because right now it's gonna be naturally aspirated with the fuel system that's set up to be boosted. So I know I'm gonna have all the fuel pressure and everything I need, but I also want to be sure that I'm getting that back to the tank so I don't burn up my fuel pump, and that's important to me because it's very expensive. So there's a little rundown about what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it. All right, with a little bit of indecision and about 35 minutes, I got it in there. I was just gonna self-tapper it higher up here. I just didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Lowered it down where it was double layered from the inner wheel well piece that I made before. Drilled 2 ¼ 20 holes. Used bolts instead of self-tappers. I know that's just gonna be a better fastener in the end. It'll last longer, so that's what I did. It's still kind of bendy, but that's just kind of the nature of the beast for the way this guy's designed. It's not a dual mount. I kind of wish it was. I'd like it a little better, but hey. And the hose, I left a little long because I didn't want any kinks in it. If I got any tighter than that, it started getting kinks in it. So it's got a little loop-de-doo in it. But hey, it's all fine and dandy. So now that I got those 2 things knocked out, I'm gonna start working on getting this regulator mounted, which I'm gonna hold it up there a couple more times, see which way I want to do it, since I realize that the bracket's going to be in the way if I mount it like that. I'm going to do a little bit more investigation and I'll figure out what I'm going to do here. All right, welcome back, and it is officially day 2 of fuel system. I didn't get as much done as I wanted to last night, but that's all good. I did get the regulator mounted, which I'll show you here in a second, and I made up one line. This is my first time messing with this PTFE. And I went ahead and made up a trial one last night just to make sure everything's good with that, and I think it is. So now I'm just gonna go ahead, and I got 3 connections I need to get buttoned up. It'll take care of the front regulator, both sides of the fuel rail, and then it'll start doing the return line. And the reason why I'm doing it that way is because I'm not sure if I have enough of this 8 AN to do what I'm looking to do. So I'm running as much as I can of the fuel system, as far as the 2 front side of the rails to the regulator, and I think from the bottom side of the regulator the return, and I'm gonna run that back to the tank, and I'll see how much line I have left after I strap it all up and make it look nice. And then from there, that'll decide whether or not I'm buying some more hose tonight or I'll have enough to do it. So we'll go ahead and get the camera set up and we'll start making these connections. After I ran the fuel system the last couple of days, I didn't get much footage of it, but I was working pretty hard and this camera died, and I was pushing through. So basically what I got is a -10 line, ran all the way up to right at the firewall, and it goes into a 10 micron post filter, splits into a Y, and goes up to each side of the fuel rails. Each side of the fuel rails goes to each side of the regulator, and then I have a 6 O-ring fitting to a 8 AN flare, and so it's an 8 AN return. I figured more returns probably best for what I got going on now, because the fuel pump is much bigger than what I currently need, but it's there for when I have time to future turbo it. So everything is in place. I went through the prompt last night on the handheld. Everything went smooth, so you will see firsthand how easy it is, and then I'll give you a little more of a rundown later on. But right now, I'm getting everything ready, getting the car ready, Got it outside, getting some water just in case, and we'll get this bad girl fired up.
I'd like to point out that this car hadn't been running for more than the break-in period, so that was about 20 minutes. This is actually the following day after the first fire up, and it's still running super rich, which I knew the Terminators from everybody that I talked to. If you do the self-tuning, they run them pig rich for a while, which you got to be careful too. Make sure you change your oil in the beginning of it because it thins out your oil. But anyway, so this hadn't been running very long. It's still not running very good, but I'm gonna go ahead and plug in a video of after the car's running good and after I have a couple hundred miles on it. So this is shortly thereafter, and this is a little clip of how much better it will run once you give the computer a little time to do its tuning.
Well, that pretty much sums up the quick fire up process of the car, and tomorrow I'll do a little bit better of a video to try to get somewhat of a consensus on what's going on. I'll try to get the camera mounted inside the car, but basically the self-tuning is trying to moderate everything that's going on, and it's probably, I mean, I could tell it's having a hard time. As far as the IAC sensor goes, I can see it in operation, and it's kind of, it has kind of a trouble at idle. Coming back from revving up, it kind of wants to fall on its face. And I think a lot of that has to do with the actual IAC sensor itself. Since I bought a cheap Chinese throttle body, I feel like that's kind of what you get out of them. So I might buy a new IAC sensor, and maybe that'll take care of a lot of things. But overall, I'm happy so far because not only did I build this motor, but I wired the whole entire car, wired in the Terminator, figured out everything I needed to do with an LS because I was completely new. So I had no background on it, no background on making the fuel lines, nothing like that. And in the end, everything has seemed to fix itself, and still plenty of work to do, and I'm kind of running out of time. So I'm working really hard trying to get it ready for this Saturday because there's a car show that's, I don't know, 20 minutes away from me. And damn it, I just want to drive this car down there. I've had it for a year. I got it fired up on, I guess, yeah, I got it fired up on Tuesday. And I drove it through the yard tonight for like 20 minutes trying to get the tune better, and it seems to be healing itself and running better. So like I said, I got it running on, I finished up the fuel lines Monday, got it started Tuesday, drove it around the yard today, and hopefully tomorrow I can work on it some more. So I think that's where I'm probably going to call the video for now, and I do want to go in depth and get some more footage. Let me drive it around, but for now, that's where I'm going to call it. But thanks for watching Andrew's Garage, and be sure to be tuned in for next week when we go to this cruise in. Thanks for watching.